Okay, so have you ever thought about, like, how to really hit that peak performance?
Mhm.
Not just at work, but in, life in general. I've been kind of obsessing over this lately, and
It's a big question.
yeah. And luckily, I think we've got a pretty solid roadmap to help us out here. We're going deep on John Wooden's Pyramid of Success today.
Oh, interesting.
The legendary coach.
Yeah, for sure. UCLA, right.
Yeah, exactly. But here's the thing, and this is what I found so cool. It's not just for basketball. Like, we're talking about actual excerpts, stuff that breaks this whole framework down, and it's all about building blocks that anyone can use.
I'm intrigued. What kind of building blocks are we talking about?
Well, that's the thing that kind of blew me away when I first saw this pyramid. The base, like the foundation of the whole thing, it's not what you'd expect.
Okay, what do you mean?
So much of success advice is like, be aggressive, go get her.
Right. Gotta be cutthroat.
Yeah. But Wooden, he flips the script. Like, right there at the bottom, it's stuff like friendship, loyalty.
Really? So he's not just about winning at all costs.
No, it's industriousness, friendship, loyalty, cooperation, enthusiasm. Almost like he's building a team, but like an inner team before the game even starts.
That's fascinating. I mean, it makes sense, though, right? When you think about it, having that support system, that network of people you can rely on, it can make all the difference.
Totally. It's like you're slogging away, being all industrious, and you hit a wall, which we all do, right?
For sure.
But without those friends to, like, offer new perspective, maybe some encouragement, you might just give up.
You could totally lose momentum.
Exactly. Okay, so we're not striving in isolation.
Hmm.
Got it. But hold on, because things get even more interesting as we move up this pyramid.
Okay, I'm ready. What's nice?
So second tier, we've got self-control, alertness, initiative, intentness.
Yeah.
It's like taking all those warm, fuzzy feelings from the first level and turning them into, like, action.
Okay, I see. So it's not enough to just be friendly and enthusiastic. You have to actually channel those qualities into something productive.
Exactly. It's like having a car with a powerful engine, but no steering wheel. Potential without discipline, it just kind of fizzles out.
Right, just spins its wheels.
Yeah, exactly. Or think about it this way. You're surrounded by all these awesome friends, but if you're not alert to their needs, their struggles, well, that friendship isn't going to be very strong, is it?
Good point. You have to be present and engaged in those relationships.
Yes. And this reminds me of a story in the material about Wooden and how much he stressed alertness to his players. Like, it wasn't enough to just show up to practice. He'd say, it's not what you know, but what you can learn that counts.
He was big on constant learning, wasn't he?
Yeah, always observing, always looking for that edge that everyone else missed.
A lifelong learner, constantly refining his craft. And I think that's how he stayed ahead of the game for so long. Which, speaking of the game, brings us to the third tier. Condition, skill, team spirit. I'm curious, when you hear condition, what pops into your head?
I mean, the first thing is definitely physical, right?
Right.
Got to hit the gym, got to be in shape.
Makes sense.
But what's cool is the material says it's way more than that.
It's holistic, right?
Yeah.
It's about the whole person.
Exactly. It's mental, it's moral, it's physical, it's all connected. And Wooden knew this, like, a player could be a total beast on the court, but if their mental game was weak, forget it, they'd crumble under pressure.
That mental toughness is crucial.
Totally. And I think this applies to, anyone listening right now. Think about your condition in all these areas. Could be holding you back more than you realize, right?
It's easy to overlook those less tangible aspects, but they can be so impactful.
Okay, so much to think about already. And we're not even done. We're climbing higher, almost to the peak now. Fourth tier, we've got poise and confidence.
Ah, those elusive qualities.
Right. Some people just seem to have them naturally, like were they just born with it?
I think that's a common misconception. I argue those qualities are earned. They're built on all the layers we've talked about so far. Think of like a surgeon in the middle of some high-stakes operation. Their calm focus, that's not magic. It's from years of training, making mistakes, overcoming fear. And it's the same in any field, really. The more you master those lower levels of the pyramid, the more naturally poise and confidence emerge when the pressure's on.
So basically, practice makes less panic.
Pretty much. And that takes us to the very top, the pinnacle. Competitive greatness.
Okay, gotta ask, what does that even mean? Because doesn't that sound kind of like win at all costs, be a jerk, you know?
I get what you mean, but that wasn't Wooden's style at all. For him, it was all about self-competition. Like, are you giving your absolute best regardless of who's watching, regardless of the scoreboard?
So it's more about pushing your own limits.
Exactly. It's about that constant striving to improve, to become the ideal version of yourself, day after day.
So it really is about the journey, the growth, not just the trophy at the end?
Exactly. Now, before we get too focused on that peak, we can't forget the cornerstones that are holding this whole thing up.
Oh, right. Faith and patience.
Those are the unsung heroes right there.
Totally.
Think about it. You're pushing towards a goal, things get tough, setbacks hit, which they inevitably do, right?
Yeah. Happens all the time.
Faith, whether it's in yourself, your process, or something bigger, that's what keeps you going.
Keeps you from giving up.
Exactly. And then there's patience. Because let's be honest, success is rarely instant. It's like a tree, growing slowly, steadily until one day, boom, it's towering over everything else.
Got to trust the process.
You got it.
So I think it's pretty clear, looking at this whole pyramid, you can't just cherry pick the parts you like. It's all connected.
100%. It's the synergy of all these elements working together that creates true, lasting success. Like, think of a machine, right?
Yeah.
Each part is vital. And if one part breaks down, the whole thing can grind to a halt. And this brings up a really interesting question for everyone listening. Which parts of your pyramid are strongest? Where's there room to build? What needs a little extra attention?
Whoa, deep stuff.
Mm.
It's a lot to think about. But the key takeaway I'm getting is this. Success isn't just some random lottery you win,
No, not at all.
It's something you build piece by piece through character, hard work, and that constant desire to be better.
You nailed it. And just like John Wooden believed, this isn't just for athletes, it's for anyone. Artists, parents, entrepreneurs, anyone who wants a life of meaning and achievement.
I love that.
Okay.
So what will you build with it? Something to ponder as you go about your day. And until next time, keep striving for that greatness, whatever that means for you.
Well said.